So before I went live on this video, I did do a members video where I was like wrestling on whether or not I wanted to do this, but I feel that it's right to give all sides of the story, not just one or not just one in particular that favors a narrative that you want to present or you want to give because you want a certain outcome. You have to be fair, and this information that I'm going to share would come out anyway. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get into the intro. Please go ahead and hit that like button, or you might want to hit the dislike button and subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get started, you guys. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling today? What's up, Jackie? Thank you for being here. Shout out to Perry. I see him in the building as well, too. What's up, Winnie? What's up, Marlon? What's up, Ha Ha Ha? What's up, Ariel? What's up, Shawnee? Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all. And again, y'all allowed to share your opinion. I don't mind at all. You're allowed to get it out, what you feel about it, how, you can either say, AT2, I agree with you. AT2, I don't agree with you. You guys are, as long as it's respectful, let me clarify that, are allowed to share your opinion. I never want y'all to feel like you need to believe in one way or you have to agree with me in order to share your opinion. I want y'all to feel free to feel whatever y'all want to. Without further ado, as you guys may or may not know, which I'm happy to confirm, it's not LaMesha at all. It is not LaMesha. It's actually the wife of NHL hockey player Evander. Evander Kane. Why was I slipping on his last name? And her name is Anna Kane. She is the ex-wife. But I was actually trying to see if the divorce was final. I did not see anywhere where the divorce is final. However, he does have two other children with another woman that he's engaged to. Her name is Mara. So, yeah, he kind of moved on. So I'm guessing maybe I just didn't find it. But these two have been through a nasty battle together. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know a lot of people are going to say, like, well, AT2, you're victim shaming. How can you do this? You're going to put this girl through a hard time. When I went to Twitter, and, I know Elon owns Twitter. We're supposed to give that up. But when I went on Twitter, I seen a lot of things, and I was all like, ugh. I hate to say somebody needs to be a perfect victim, but I believe one of the reasons why they wanted to keep her identity as Jane Doe is because people were going to look into her past. Now, she doesn't have anything like she murked somebody or anything like that. I want to be clear. She doesn't have anything like that, but I can see the way that they will play on her. So I can see it coming. So here we go. Without further ado, let's get into it. But let me read off the statement first from Wigdor. Um, and this is from Anna. This is what they put on Twitter. It says, I had hoped to use the pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. The Finnish demand that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I am not intimidated. I am prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. So that was her statement right there. And I do want to say, I am not saying that she is not a victim, but there are a few things in her history that I was all like, yeah, I'm assuming this is why they wanted to keep her a Jane Doe. And for those of you guys that are just coming in, this is Anna Kane. This is the woman who is the actual Jane Doe. Not LaMesha. It's Anna. All right. So Anna and Evander started dating in 2016. They got married in 2018. He originally was playing for the Oilers at the time. They ended up get having unfortunately having a miscarriage in 2019. I mean 2018. But they were able to finally get pregnant and have a successful pregnancy. She gave birth to her daughter in 2020. Her daughter name is Kingston Ava, and her name is Anna Ava Kane. So she gave her daughter the same middle name as her. Um, with that being said, she filed for divorce in 2021. And they had a tumultuous relationship. She even outed him of having a gambling addiction and said that he was betting on his own games. And if you guys remember who Pete Rose is, that's baseball. If you remember who Pete Rose is, you know that's one of the reasons why he wasn't inducted in the Hall of Fame is because he was betting on the game. And yeah, that's definitely not allowed. Now, I do want to say the NHL did their own independent investigation and they found that it was not true. However, he does have a gambling addiction because in 2021, he actually filed for bankruptcy. And I did check, they accepted his bankruptcy and it did go through in 2023. So his debt is cleared now. But he had over 26 million in debt, and that's from him having a gambling addiction. But he was never found. It was never founded that he betted on hockey at all. He never betted on his own games. At the time, he was playing with the Sharks, and they noticed that his game, wasn't up to par. And so when Anna put that out there, basically because she was upset with how their relationship was going in the whole pending divorce, she put that out there. Yeah, he was betting on his games. So again, the reason why I bring that up is because I noticed with doing research, she seemed to be very vengeful in the stuff that she does. One example of that is here. Well, I guess another example was on her birthday. In January, she went to one of his games. And you see right there, you can't really see it, but somebody had said a happy birthday to her, but she was at one of his games. So she has a restraining order, or Evander has a restraining order against her. So he, seen her and had her kicked out. And you see right there, she said, need 15 security, walk me out because your dick is so little. No face, no case. That's what she put on top. But yeah, this was just in January she put this. And mind you, she did claim DV. She actually tried to do a restraining order first, but he actually put one in, and his actually went through. So again, when they're going through this divorce, there was something that the judge had said, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up here. So this was December 2021. It said, and she had filed in July, by the way, of 2021. A hearing in the Evander Kane divorce case just concluded in Santa Clara County Family Court. The judge ordered his estranged wife, Anna Kane, undergo a psychological evaluation. Kane remains the custodial parent of their 16-month-old daughter. Info on Kane's hockey future. Okay, and then it goes to there. But also, too, with this being said, I believe because of that psych eval, that's one of the reasons why they wanted to continue as a Jane Doe, because this is damaging. This is very damaging. Because why did she need a psych eval? Like, even during a divorce or like a custody battle, that's not something that you have to do. That's not a requirement. That's why I'm all like, okay, something is more to this. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. It says Anna's attorney was not allowed by the judge to ask Evander about the two pending lawsuits. So this is where we get into Evander. It says in Los Angeles County, a woman alleged Kane didn't pay $3 million as promised to terminate her pregnancy. So that was one claim right there. And then in Erie County, New York, Kane was accused of sexual assault in that civil case. Now, regarding the civil case, I had still seen that was pending. That hasn't gone through, but I wasn't able to find anything about the LA situation. Then this is the next tweet. Kane said he was in disbelief when he learned Anna recently terminated a pregnancy. I didn't want to believe it. It was our team trainer who asked if I saw what was in the insurance paperwork. I didn't know the medical code was for an abortion. So he didn't know that she had an abortion. So she actually had one in July because what she claimed was that Evander got his new girlfriend pregnant around the same time as she was pregnant, and that was her reasoning. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this video. Shout out to the content creator who posted this video. I did credit them on the video.
I was pregnant in July 2021, and I had Kensington. She was 1 year old. I found out that Mara was also pregnant at the same time as me, and Evander told me if you ever out my gambling to anybody, that you're never going to see your daughter again. So the biggest mistake of my life is going online and telling the world that he has a gambling addiction. So Mara and me are pregnant at the same time. You can do the math.
You can do the math.
Of when her first child was born.
So before I get into that second part, I just want to let you know that the girlfriend had her baby May 25th, 2022. So what she was trying to claim was that they were pregnant at the same time. And then this is why she ended up having, and I probably shouldn't say the A word, but a smagortion, as we call it. So I'm going to go ahead and play that video again. And then there's a second part where she talked about Evander claims of racism because he was like, the reason why I'm being accused and what's going on is because I'm a black man. And remember, around 2020, Black Lives Matter, and everything that was going on, it was very heavy. And or actually, let me read this first, and then I'll go ahead and play you guys that second video. So right here it says the racism thing as PR stunt because he know people are going to start shutting on him once the season starts. I think they meant shitting on him once the season starts for his play. Laugh out loud. Then she replies, "Racism, but your mom is white, your baby mothers are white, and all your kids are white. His dad was born in Canada and never in the South, where everyone knows what happened there. His whole family was born in Canada. But yeah, racism got it." Now, as I understand, racism happens in Canada too. I guess what she's saying is we don't have no racists in Canada. But again, I'm going to go ahead and play this next part.
I was pregnant in July 2021, and I had Kensington. She was 1 year old. I found out that Mara was also pregnant at the same time as me, and Evander told me if you ever out my gambling to anybody, that you're never going to see your daughter again. So the biggest mistake of my life is going online and telling the world that he has a gambling addiction. So Mara and me are pregnant at the same time. You can do the math.
You can do the math.
Of when her first child was born.
You've only dated white girls your entire life, and you only have kids with white girls, and your kids are white. The second that you're getting any kind of trouble, you claim racism. Am I following this correctly, or are you guys...
And there's a lot of other videos besides just those two that I found of her talking shit. Again, I kind of just want to tell the story without really getting salacious. Like, there's even one thing where she basically was wishing death on somebody, on a football player who got into a car accident because some situation happened at the club. There's a lot to her, and I feel like I haven't even dig that deep into really knowing all the in and outs about her history and everything like that. Now I did see something where they said like she was on The Bachelor years ago. I didn't see that for myself that she was on The Bachelor. I looked up her name and Bachelor and I couldn't find anything. But I was gonna say, remember in the case they were saying that she is somebody of prominence, like she is a public figure. Um, I wasn't able to find like any TV shows or anything. I think it was just that she was known for being the wife of Evander Kane. But I didn't see any kind of like singing career, TV appearances. Like there was nothing that I could really find that solidified her as a star herself. And remember, I was saying, I was like, this is going to be someone like we don't really expect, or somebody that didn't really have like a big career, because we would have been able to figure it out. Um, that girl's a mess too. Oh, yeah, Twitter. Yeah, she's from Canada and she did live in Detroit. Yeah, she is Canadian. Now, again, her Instagram is private. I figured it would be private after all of this had came out. She was going to make it private, but her Instagram is private. Now, there are claims like, she's one of those party girls and she likes to party and have fun. Again, that really doesn't have anything to do with the case, so I didn't want to dive deep into that. But I wanted to basically just put this information out there because I had a feeling if they wanted to keep this girl private, again, we could say, oh, well, she was 17 at the time. That's why they want to keep it private. Doing my research, I was all like, nah, they wanted to keep this private because she was not the perfect victim. And I hate saying the perfect victim, but let's be honest. We look for somebody who has done nothing wrong. They're clear. Like, if I'm to be honest, a lot of people didn't feel Cassie was a perfect victim. She was perfect in the way where, yeah, we know for a fact she's connected to Diddy, right? But a lot of people are like, oh, she enjoyed it. She loved being there as long as she was making money. Cassie was trying to extort Diddy, blah, blah, blah. We've heard these things, right? The show is called Talk the Real Deal with AT2. Are we going to talk real or not? People were saying that about Cassie. And, let's just put this out there. Are we going to give her kind of like the damsel in distress just because she's white? Because we know if it was a black girl, they wouldn't have no problem putting all her ish out there. We know that. If it was a black girl, they would have been put it out. And I hate to make it about race, but I mean, the girl, she made it about race when she said there's no possible way because her guy's from Canada and his mom is white and the dad Canadian and he never lived in the South. So she put it out there. And again, I hate to, throw in the stereotype, but when the man has custody of the daughter or the child, not just the daughter, but it is their daughter, but has custody of the child, you look at the mom like, hmm, what's going on? You know what I mean? You be all like, now what happened with that situation? Because usually, no matter how bad the mom is, she still gets custody. But in this case, no, and you have to go through a psych eval. Yeah, there's something up with that. And then just knowing how she was so vengeful, she put it out there that and mind you, don't you want some kind of child support? Don't you want a settlement or something like that? Why would you try to see this man life destroyed and say that he was betting on his own games? You lied about it. And in that video in the beginning, you heard she said, oh, I regret saying that. Yeah, you definitely should. Now, he does have a gambling addiction. For those of you who don't know, what ended up happening was in 2021, um, he had over 500, he had did a line of credit for over $500,000, right? And so instead of trying to settle the debt, he just got up and left. And when you walk out without settling, as far as you creating like a payment plan or something to settle that debt, he just walked out. And so they're like, yeah, we want restitution and you need to pay us back. But like I said, in 2021, he ended up just filing for bankruptcy. And Evander does seem to be doing good. Like he has custody of his daughter. He's still playing. He's back playing for the Oilers now, but he's back playing, and he has two more kids. And he just got engaged to his new girlfriend, so it seems like he's doing good for himself. Right, right. Oh, damn, and oh Lord, oh man. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Usually for these kind of shows, I don't like dropping the link because it is a serious topic. But you can either give your thoughts or opinion, or you can drag me and say AT2, how dare you victim shame? Whatever you guys want to do, as long as it's respectful. Because like I said, I know with this video, I'm gonna get a little heat for coming out and saying something. And again, like I said, I did wrestle with it because I was like, ugh, like AT2, you gonna be out here victim shaming? Like really? Like come on now. Excuse me, but again, this is information that would already come out. This would come out. There's entire Reddit dedicated to this woman and her behavior. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. That's been around for years, not looking good for her. Yeah. That's how I was able to find that tweet with the whole information about what was going on with her case was through Reddit, and then it connected me over to Twitter. Yeah. And then the other crazy, yeah, trying to claim she was her. I'm like, there's a lot going on. Remove race and do what you were signed up to do. I don't know what that means, Cheese. I don't know what that means. We will talk about race every time. I am a black man. We will talk about race every single day on my channel. I'm going to remind you about race every single day because it does affect our lives. Every single day on my channel. How you doing? Remind you about race every single day. Oh, you got me. It's funny hearing myself in the background.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
AT, can you hear
Oh,
me?
Lord, you don't have no internet. Say that one more time.
Can you hear me, AT?
No, your internet is horrible, but I hear you
Ah,
now.
okay, here we go. You can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay, I'll shut up. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, baby. You knew I was going to jump on this one right here because you wanted to, you asked like, why would she do that? And why would she say, that he was gambling on his game, gambling on his games and stuff like that. AT, if we're going to talk about it, you want to talk about it real, I'm going to bring it to you. And here it is. Because no matter where they come from, whether they're from America or from Canada, it's baked in the cake, baby. It is baked in
Mm-hmm.
the cake that if you are a white woman, you know that no matter where you are on this planet, you are going to be the most protected species on the planet. So therefore, if you put any type of allegations against anybody with any type of melanin to it, they're always going to believe you before they're going to believe someone that is darker. She had nothing to lose. And then she retracted, "Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that." You
Right.
knew exactly what you was doing. You knew that that allegation could have destroyed that man's career. And the best you have to offer is, "I'm sorry."
Right.
Okay. So now how are we going to do this with Diddy? Baby, I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying that she deserved, anything that happened to her. I'm not saying that at
Right. And
all.
let's be clear. I'm
I'm
not
not,
saying she
let's
deserved
be
what happened
clear.
to her at
Yeah,
17.
let's be clear. No, I'm not
Let's be
saying that
clear.
at all. I'm not saying that at all. But if you're so quick to make an allegation against the father of your babies, Why am I not to believe that you're going to make a false allegation because everybody's joining that bandwagon? How do I know that this actually happened to you? Because your past behavior is now putting into question your integrity.
Right. Right. And also, too, even though I'm putting this out here, you don't think that the lawyers already had this in the works as soon as the name was given or released? They
You-
already was all like, oh, Google pulled every file, every case. This is something that is going to come out. This isn't like something that was going to be hidden. But, again, it does, you kind of question, like, okay, well, what was the reason for them trying to have her as Jane Doe? Was it a safety thing, or was it more like, okay, well, you're going through, because that when I seen that whole psych evaluation thing, a psych evaluation, what?
Well, but one of the AT tubers, had posted in the chat that there was a whole Reddit. Baby, it's
Mm-hmm.
already, baby, her reputation and who she is in the zeitgeist. The best that they had to do was to keep her a Jane Doe, to keep that name because of these discussions right here. Baby, I don't, honestly, I don't think this is going anywhere. I think mama wanted a little moment in the sun. And since she's so used to jumping on anybody, on the back of any black man, why would Diddy be any different?
Mm.
That's it. That's all, baby. That's all I got. And At, we want to talk about victim shaming. Let's talk about victim shaming. Why is it? Why is it that these melanated athletes, the moment they make it, they immediately feel that that status of making it is a snow bunny?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Tell me one time that ish did not turn around to bite these athletes in the ass. Tell me one time it never did.
Mm. Oh, hold on. Let me read this. It's been reported she had to get a psych eval done just to see her and her ex husband's child. And even the only supervised visit, she lost full custody. Ugh.
But you know what? But here it is. Here, but see, but again, if there's blame, there's a blame to go for everybody. Okay, this crazy did not happen. This crazy just did not happen. He saw that crazy. He saw that crazy, but she probably gave up that ill nana in a way he never had it before, and and she whooped him. And he's like, okay, that's fine. He thought that, he was the one that was going to tame that savage beast. And then she going to turn around and talk about how little his stuff is.
Right, right. And my thing was that, again, the reason why I brought up that whole picture of her going to his game, even though there was a restraining order, it was. Oh, like, how are you going to the game where you have a restraining order and you're claiming that there was DV involved, and like, how does that work? And then you get kicked out, and then you say something about like he got a small thing, and like, okay, you can't claim to be a victim and then go to his game and try to intimidate him. And
Again,
my thing is, like, I'm not saying what happened to her when she was 17 did not happen, but they're going to look at that and be like, well, hell, like, now when did this go down with this whole situation? Like, and you're supposed to be they are going to say everything, and like I said, there's more that I could say, but I'm trying to tell a story. I could have really went with the salacious stuff, so this is not even the tip of the iceberg.
thing is though, At, is that she wasn't crazy. She's not crazy. She knew exactly what she was doing. And she knew that if she went to that game to try to intimidate him, nothing was going to happen. Anybody else would have been embarrassed. Oh my God, they're escorting me out here. Not her.
Hmm.
Not her. And outside of being escorted out of that game, what happened to her? And then mama doubled down. She doubled down and she wanted to talk about his stuff. but yet it was big enough to give him it was big enough to give her a child, huh? It was good enough so that when he was doing really good, you could you thought you felt him worthy enough to hang out with. But now that he moved on, oh, now his stuff is small, and now you feel that because you're the ex-wife that you have access to him. No, baby, no. No, 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 no. And once again, AT, that crazy did not happen overnight. That crazy was there. He just chose to ignore those red flags. So he had himself a little status symbol on his arm. He asked for this ish. He asked for this ish.
Right. And I just kind of think about this too, because um, when it comes to her story and how she came out with, this whole lawsuit thing last year, and now we fast forward and we know who it is. Um, mm, because I was just thinking about, like, I wonder, has she been quiet this whole time, or is there more that we haven't even discovered about her? Because again, all this stuff is going to come up. Again, I'm not saying that she was right. It's right for what happened to her in the past. If that is true, that's definitely horrible. But everything leading up to now, just like the Reddit thing, like, they're going to look at that more than likely.
Yeah. AAT, I want to address something. Silicon Valley Man says, Ronnie sounds like a jealous woman. Ronnie ain't jealous of nobody, sweetheart. Ronnie just can see ish for what it is and calls it out. Now, if that's an issue for you, Silicone, maybe it's something that you need to worry about, because I'm going to be responsible for the words coming out of my mouth. But what I'm not going to be responsible for is how you interpret that.
Amen.
There we go. All right, baby. Let me get off this line before someone says something crazy and I get this channel shut down. Anyway,
Okay.
I adore you, AT, and keep doing your thing, baby. You stay blessed.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for coming. Shout out to Ronnie. Thank you for being here. You know that card is going to be played, and if she is exactly what the internet has been saying for years, don't think she won't. She won't play that card, especially if she's making this all up for money. Yeah, I hope that she's not making this all up for money. Um, it's one of those situations where I still have this struggle with wanting to believe victims. And the reason why I have this struggle is because if we just believe all victims, I feel like that's dangerous. I feel like we should have questions. We should be allowed to say, well, this doesn't make sense, or this doesn't seem right. Because again, Cassie was questioned. Cassie, as far as how legit she was in her storytelling, a lot of people still didn't believe her until they seen that video of Diddy stomping the out of her. Remember? Remember, it seemed like, oh, ain't nothing gonna happen to Diddy, blah blah blah. It's gonna be nothing, and then all of a sudden, that video leaked of him stomping on her, and we're like, whoa, okay, that lined up with the lawsuit. And possibly this could be a thing where, like, there's more evidence, there's more proof of something more going on, and we just haven't seen it yet. There could be proof. Maybe she still has the D&G shirt. Maybe there's I have to remember the lawsuit, but I know she said she was around friends. Maybe some of the friends are witnesses. Now, I think it was just her who flew on the jet. That's what I think. I believe it was just her who flew on the jet. I'm not sure if it was her and her friends that flew on the jet. I believe it was just her who flew on the jet. The Daddy studio and Daddy's house, all that stuff. Diddy's studio in New York. I'll have to look at it again to make sure. But I know she was with a group of friends at this lounge in Detroit. I do remember that, but I don't know if the friends got on the plane as well too. It was just her? Okay. Oh, and Cheese, by the way, thank you for clarifying. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, and I was talking about your comment earlier. We all don't know what happened. We have to wait till the whole case comes out with the other witnesses. I agree. I agree. Yeah. I I hope if she is a victim, she does get justice. I will say that. I'm never going to take that back. Like, if she is a victim, she deserves to get justice. Um, Again, this does not excuse anything that she has done, and this definitely does not excuse what happened to her allegedly when she was 17. Now, I have seen the argument that if you've been through what you've been through at the age of 17, you might have difficulties and issues later on in life, and this was probably the cause of it. Possibly, possibly. I cannot argue no or yet, like, possibly. That's always a possibility. We know when we all been through traumatic experiences, it does change us, and this could have been something that did change her. We'll never know until the case actually happens. And the other defendants, especially the unnamed third defendant, who will be named at discovery. Yeah, I want to know who that third defendant is, definitely. Because I didn't know if she didn't know who the third defendant was because of she couldn't remember, or was it something like they were trying to hold that until later on? I think there's a correlation between the 3-year restraining order deadline and the timing of when she reported this case. About Diddy, if I'm correct, was only a few months between. Weird. Mm. And that's possibly something that they're going to look at too. Like, okay, so when did when was the divorce between that time with the restraining order, the custody battle, everything that has gone on? When did that happen? And when did you file this lawsuit? Which we know she filed it December 2023. A low sec, L-sec white chick who never became educated to raise herself out of the streets, therefore is of the streets, so feels things, acts out like a hoodie. Mm. I could see that, Dr. Deb. I could see that. She does. They are holding it for discovery. Okay, they're holding it for discovery. Okay. Yeah, this definitely feels like something where um, the timing of everything would be looked at. And again, I always said, well, when Cassie came forward, it gave everybody else the courage. Now, what I will say is that Wigdor, his team picked up this case, and this is the only one that they picked up. They didn't pick up everybody else's who's been suing, only this one. So that does speak volumes. That definitely speaks volumes. And yeah, they could possibly have done their research to make sure. What's up, Grandma Joy? Done their research to make sure, like, it adds up. I do think that the pictures have helped. Color of skin doesn't matter. It's low sec. The infill thinks L sec. And your views and perspective is very limited. And yeah, exactly. Waller and Sludge. Ooh, damn. Ugh. Yeah, you're right about that. I'll go ahead and put the comment up. I just wanted to kind of proofread it first. So, question. Does this change anyone's mind about her, or do you still feel the same about her? Let's go ahead and do a 30-second countdown. Has your mind changed about her, or do you still feel the same way about her? 30 seconds. Ooh, I never thought about it like that. I never thought that could be possible too. Definitely. Let me get LaMesha out here to muddy the waters. Definitely LaMesha was out there to muddy the waters. We can all agree with that. She was there to muddy the waters, and that's what she did. She did. She did. She muddied the waters. I may feel a little biased now. And thank you guys for being honest. For the most part, everybody said same change because I know how white girls get down. I don't know. Hell no, she was 17. Okay, yeah. Right. Right. Same. She is still a victim, but she is crazy. Right. Right. And I just want to clarify because I know the replay crew is going to eat y'all up. Not me. They're going to eat y'all. I'm just kidding. No, they're going to eat me up too. I'm not saying that she deserved what happened because of the things that she has done currently in her life. I am not saying that at all. What I am just doing is saying, hey, you guys, there's a few things that I've seen, and I just want to make y'all aware of it because let's be honest, we still have to say Diddy is innocent until he is found guilty. Or this is a civil case right here, he'll be found liable. We still have to say he's innocent. Now, what we know for a fact is that she was talking about Anna, she was at the studio. We do know that for a fact. She's pictured at the studio. We know that she was at the studio. That's not something to make believe. That's not, we don't really know. We don't know for a fact. We know that she was at the studio. We cannot dispute that. That is her on the lap and everything like that. We know that for a fact. That adds up. Now, as far as her being, a victim of something going on, that's still to be disputed. Hey, Patrice, how you doing?
Hey, AT2, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm okay. I'm late to the party, so can you kind of brush me up on like?
Rewatch
I,
to rewind. Love you. Bye. I'm getting ready to end the show. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for checking out the show. I appreciate every single one of y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. You guys have a great night. Deuces, everybody. Have a good one.